It's me again, 233 days later. I've completed the first 2 semesters of my in-class coursework, and I'm on my way to Edmonton to move Dana out of residence. I thought while I was driving, I may as well make another video, partly because it makes the time fly by so quickly, but also to record some of the highlights and the challenges that I've experienced over the past 7 months. When I first got to Vancouver, I spent the first 2 nights staying in the home of a friend of one of my professors, but I got a call right away that I was given grad housing, which I was very glad about. It's a tiny little room, just a little kitchen and a bathroom, but I really loved it there, and I felt lucky to get on res. It's right on campus. I could walk to the gym, walk to my classes. I was available for any extra things my profs ever needed me to do, so it was very convenient. But things changed a little. I assumed I would be going back to Grand Prairie, like right now, for the next 4 months, and then moving back to Vancouver again in the fall, but I was given the opportunity to teach some summer sessions at Simon Fraser this summer, so I ended up buying a condo. So on May 7th, Dana and I will be moving into a condo. It's still on campus though, because I don't want to have to drive to work if I don't have to. Before I start talking about some of the great things that I've enjoyed in my PhD and in Vancouver, I think I'm going to start with some of the things that were challenging and difficult, and I needed a lot of support to get through. Without a doubt, one of the most difficult challenges has been the fact that I'm elementary trained and I'm studying with a group of people who have a mathematics degree and teach at the secondary level at least, if not higher. I'm kind of unique in the math education world in that aspect, but it's also very isolating, and I'm well aware that my math skills are not up to par with everyone else here. There's one prof in particular who is adamant that I not be allowed to join the program, and to be completely honest, I understand why she would feel that way. She worked very hard to establish an excellent math education program at Simon Fraser University, and she wants graduates who reflect the quality of the program. The thing is, I know I have other strengths, and I've carved a niche for myself in the program, but it's very humbling to know that you're always the least skilled person in the room. I'm not really used to that, and it's probably been very good for me to have that experience. This particular prof taught my first class last September, and I can tell you that it was difficult to attend knowing that she found me inadequate, but I persevered and worked my butt off and held my head high. Fortunately for me, she's one of those amazing teachers that is able to keep her personal feelings out of her assessment, and I ended up doing extremely well in her class, much to both of our surprise, I think. Hey, I'm getting a text. It's Patrick this time. Hey, Patrick. For those of you who gave me heck the first time for driving and videoing at the same time, you'll be very happy to know that I draw the line at texting and driving. Another thing that's been kind of discouraging is I'm trying to get on the sublist in Vancouver. I went and bought that condo, and now I'm kind of feeling like I might need a little bit of income. Just a little bit would be nice. They call it TOC here, Teacher on Call, but it's extremely difficult to get on the sublist here, and I actually have to have an evaluation done before they'll even consider me. So despite all my years of teaching experience, it doesn't even matter. I'm just really hoping I can be on a sublist come September. That's my goal right now. On a lighthearted note, I'll share a little bit of video of it raining in Vancouver, because that was a little bit hard to deal with. It actually has been a very nice winter, but this is a typical rain in Vancouver. I think I want to talk about my professor, Peter Lilliedal, next. When you get accepted into a PhD program, you need to have a professor who's willing to act as your supervisor, and Peter is my supervisor. This means he kind of mentors me through the program, gives me advice, helps guide my thesis, but Peter does so much more than that. Simply put, he is an amazing person, and he has made all the difference in these first few months. He believes strongly enough in me for the both of us sometimes, and that's kind of been necessary off and on. When I'm feeling really discouraged, he's one of the people that I always turn to. He has a beautiful family, and he invites me me to make sure that I'm okay here. He worries about my children. He worries about my family. Peter has become more than a supervisor. He's kind of like my seventh brother now. So far I've had the opportunity to attend classes with Professors Rena Zaskis, Natalie Sinclair, David Pym, and with Peter. Most of the classes I attend with 6 other PhD students. Andrew, who teaches at a university in Nova Scotia, Judy, who teaches at a university in Abbotsford, and Jeffrey, who is a student, an international student from Phoenix, Arizona. Those 3 are second-year students. The newbies, like myself this year, were Milica, who is from Serbia, Cherie, who is from Jamaica, and she got to experience snow for the very first time this year, so that was kind of exciting. And the last newbie is Tanya, and I grew especially close to Tanya, and we drove together to Kamloops yesterday, and I took the opportunity to videotape a little bit of her, and I want to share that with you. Oh, and we need to look over here.
I know, or not, it looks like I am.
Just gonna fix my hair again.
You're gonna edit that part out?
Yeah.
You should leave it.
I probably will.
It's real.
Guys, this is Tanya. I wanted you to meet her. She joined the PhD program this fall at the same time as me, and I don't think I would have made it through this first semester without her.
She would have been fine.
And Tanya, where are we right now?
In Kamloops.
And what did we do in Kamloops
We
today?
just gave a Pro D without Peter there or anyone else on her own.
It was actually very kind of her. She gave the Pro D. I tagged along. Yeah, I wanted you guys to meet Tanya. Along with coursework, I also am working on a couple projects with other profs, which is kind of exciting. Peter does a lot of professional development around Vancouver schools, so I attend any professional development with him that I'm able to. I also spend a lot of time reading and studying, and this stack of papers here is most of the papers from my first semester in class. I also had the opportunity to work closely with an elementary master's cohort that started up here in September, and I just finished being a tutor marker for an online undergraduate course for fourth-year students who plan on being elementary teachers, and that was really exciting. And I realized it was kind of a warm-up because now Peter has offered me the opportunity to teach that same course, 2 sessions of that same course face-to-face this summer, which is why I had to buy a condo, and it's why I'm not coming back to Grand Prairie. It's an incredible opportunity, and I'm quite excited to be teaching this course. I also attend as many thesis defenses as I am able to. They are a little intimidating to watch, and I can't imagine myself doing that in the next few years, but Peter reassures me that I absolutely will be ready to defend my thesis when the time comes, and I have put my trust in him. Some other bonuses to being in Vancouver is that 2 of my brothers own homes on the Sunshine Coast. It's called Gibson's Landing. So I go over there as often as I can because it's beautiful places. They're on the ocean, and it's a very relaxing break for me just to get away from my dorm room, get away from the mountain. Simon Fraser is up on a mountain, and I tend to stay on campus a lot, so it's really good for me to get out and go there. As well, Logan and Dana have both been able to fly up to visit with me, and that was quite exciting to be able to show them a little bit of my new world and the kind of things that I've been experiencing this last little while. It's easy to tell that I'm not a complete Vancouverite yet, though. Still too much Alberta in me. I was visiting Peter at his home one time, and I made a comment about what a beautiful view of the lake he had from the front of his house, and he looked at me and said, Annette, that would be an ocean. I don't really know what else to tell you. It's been a tremendous 7 months and lots of ups and downs, and I just want to thank all of you that have texted me and worried about me and visited me, and I appreciate all your support, especially Patrick, who has been really good to me. And I can't thank you all